Hi, I'm Dan Rosenstark with MIDI Designer, and in this video I'm going to go over some new features for panels in MIDI Designer Pro 2 version 2.9. In MIDI Designer Pro 2 version 2.5, we introduced grouping for panels. So if I put a panel on this page, so add one, and I can do several things with the panels, and this has always been the case. I can adjust the LED color and I can adjust the alpha. So I can make it pretty dark or fully opaque if I want. I'm just going to leave this at 0.8. And we can also even put in a wrapping text, which is pretty useful for some people. And the thing that we introduced in 2.5 is that you can group with these panels. So now I can take a knob, let's say, and another knob, put them on the panel, and now I can move the panel around. And users made a request for 2.8 that we rolled out, which was, or 2.81 I think, which was to allow panels to be deleted without deleting their member controls. So if you double tap on a panel and go to Actions and tap on Delete, you will get Delete with panel controls, Delete the panel only, or cancel out to do neither of the two. So that's one thing, is that you can delete the panel without deleting its constituent controls or its member controls, which is great. But another thing, and this is what we're rolling out in 2.9, is we allow the panels to be non-grouping. So if I double tap on the panel here and I go to Properties and I see this new toggle which is called Allow Member Controls. It's on by default. So I tap that, shut it off, and now I can move this panel around without its controls on it. And as a cool bonus, when I put it with some controls that should be on it, and now I put Allow Member Controls, it says added controls to panel 2, so it'll actually allow me to pick up these controls and move them around. And the same thing, so again, if I double tap it, shut off allow member controls, now I'm moving it around and those members are not moving with it. Now I double tap on the panel, allow member controls, it added controls to panel 3, so now I'm moving these 3 around. So that's part of the excitement, and then on top of that, the other cool thing is that you can have non-grouping panels, which means that you can have panels on top of panels. So the first case is with image panels. So if I just take this image panel and I size it way down, okay, now I've got an image panel right on top of here. I'm going to just blank out this, this image text. And now I've got the image panel sitting right on top of the control, sitting right on top of the other panel. And the other thing that I can do is I can create a new panel. And I can put it right on top of the control, so right on top of the existing panel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double tap it. I'm going to give it a different LED color and a really, well, medium level alpha here. And now I'm going to try to move it onto the panel. Now it won't move onto the panel. The panel doesn't light up white, nothing happens, and the panel still moves around as if nothing's happening. So the thing that I need to do is I need to get to that panel again. So the first thing I'm going to do is send this guy to back. So I go Action, Send to Back. This is always the way forward if you need to get to stuff that's underneath under other controls, is you use Send to Back. And then I can tap on this panel that I wanted, double tap it, go to Properties, and Allow Member Controls is now off. And that's what I need so that I can actually put it on the panel here. So now, if I grab the big panel and move it around, it moves with all the controls. And if I want to stop playing around with it for a minute, I can say Allow Member Controls is off. Now I can do whatever I want to the panel, move it around, go grab something else. or bring in a new panel even, doesn't matter. And do allow member controls. It added 5 controls to the panel, so that includes all of those controls. So then with that, we're going to add a new feature also before 2.9 comes out, and this is in response to conversations with DrewMonkey. Thanks so much, Todd. You've been an amazing influence and motivator for this release. So one of the features that you've been talking about, or that we've been talking about, is panel channels, so that you can actually put a channel on the panel itself. The controls will be subservient to that panel, so the controls will get that channel from the panel, and then Make Similar will work as it's supposed to, not in the annoying way that it does now. So that's all coming out for MIDI Designer Pro 2 version 2.9, coming to you in mid-March. Thanks to everybody who's using MIDI Designer, and a huge and much deeper thank you to everybody who's creating and sharing stuff with MIDI Designer, discussing MIDI Designer in different places. Please check out the MDDX1 and MDDX2 apps that are coming out today, March 1st, 2017. They're both layouts for the Yamaha Reface DX. And if you're a MIDI Designer Pro 2 user, you can already get those layouts via the browse function in the app. So if I go to More, Home, Browse, and that'll take me right there to the various layouts that are available. And the first layout that's used in MDDX1 is a layout by Helfried Wildenhain, and that's this layout that you see here at the top left. It's a platinum layout, and it is insanely detailed. I did a tour under the hood on video chat with Helfried, and it was insane. There's a lot of great stuff in there, including a randomizer function. And if you get a chance to look at that layout using MIDI Designer Pro 2, you'll see exactly what he's done. That's fascinating. If you're interested in seeing what the best builders are up to. And the second layout is by Ebo Kai, and Ebo Kai has done more platinum layouts than any other user, and his layouts are insane. He's also the force behind the MD77 app, and this layout is somewhere down here. Let me see if I can get to it. Yeah, so here is the Yamaha Reface DX Performance Editor, and that's another amazing layout. Here it is in Classic. You can see it in Glow, and that's by Ebo Kai. Just amazing, prolific authors. Please check out the community stuff at mididesigner.com/community, and all the layouts, including the ones that have not been rated yet, are at mididesigner.com/share. Thanks for watching, thanks for using MIDI Designer, and see you next time.